Meta description. Is there immense pressure behind the tears and apology of Jungkook? What hidden message did fans fail to notice in that emotional moment? And could there be a deeper truth shaking the foundation of global superstardom? Stay with us until the end. Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more exclusive insights into the stories behind the spotlight. Was it simply an apology? Or was it a silent cry for help disguised as accountability? When Jungkook stood before millions and delivered his heartfelt apology, his voice steady yet trembling at the edges, fans around the world believed they were witnessing sincerity, humility, and growth. But what if there was something more layered beneath that moment? What if the tears that fell were not just about regret, but about pressure so immense that even the strongest idols struggle to carry it? The global phenomenon surrounding BTS has never been ordinary. From sold-out stadiums across continents to record-breaking streaming numbers, the group's rise redefined the limits of K-pop and international music. Jungkook, often described as the golden maknae, has long embodied perfection in the eyes of fans. He sings, dances, produces, performs, and commands the stage with a magnetic presence that seems almost superhuman. Yet behind that golden image stands a young man who grew up under relentless scrutiny. The apology itself appeared straightforward. Jungkook addressed concerns, expressed remorse, and thanked fans for their patience. His tone was calm, his words carefully chosen. But keen observers noticed subtle details. The slight pause before certain sentences. The tightening of his jaw when he mentioned responsibility. The way his eyes glistened not merely with sadness, but with something deeper. Fatigue, perhaps, or emotional strain accumulated over years of expectations. Could it be that the apology was only the surface of a much larger story? In the world of global superstardom, apologies are rarely isolated events. They exist within a web of corporate management, public relations strategy, cultural expectations, and the ever-present gaze of millions online. Jungkook's position is uniquely complex. As the youngest member, he debuted in his teens, transitioning from adolescence to adulthood in front of cameras that never truly turn off. Every decision, every expression, every misstep becomes headline material. The tears he shed during his message were interpreted by many as proof of sincerity. Fans flooded social media with support, praising his courage and empathy. Yet others quietly questioned the emotional weight behind that moment. Was he apologizing solely for a specific incident, or was he carrying the burden of something far greater? The fear of disappointing not only fans but his members, his company, and himself? There is an unspoken truth about idols. Perfection is not just encouraged, it is demanded. The higher the pedestal, the harder the fall. Jungkook's career trajectory has been meteoric. As a solo artist, he achieved international acclaim, topping global charts and collaborating with major names. Success of that scale comes with invisible contracts, not just legal ones, but emotional ones. The obligation to maintain an image. The pressure to outperform oneself. The responsibility to represent an entire industry on the world stage. In his apology, Jungkook emphasized reflection and growth. But reflection often stems from internal battles unseen by the public. Fans noticed how he repeatedly expressed concern about causing worry. That phrasing struck some as telling. Why was his primary focus not solely on the issue at hand, but on the emotional impact on others? Was this the voice of a young man conditioned to prioritize collective harmony over personal vulnerability? The hidden message, some speculate, was not in what he said, but in how he said it. His breathing slightly uneven. His gaze lowering at key moments. His tears appearing precisely when he spoke about expectations and responsibility. To casual viewers, these were signs of humility. To more analytical fans, they hinted at accumulated stress. The K-pop system, while producing extraordinary artistry, is known for its rigorous standards. Training periods can last years. Evaluations are constant. Public judgment is immediate and unforgiving. Jungkook entered this system as a teenager with raw talent and big dreams. He grew into a global icon under its structure. But the psychological toll of living up to a flawless brand identity cannot be underestimated. Is it possible that Jungkook's tears were not only about one controversy, but about the exhausting cycle of scrutiny? In today's hyper-connected era, even minor issues escalate within minutes. Screenshots circulate. Opinions polarize. Hashtags trend. For someone of his magnitude, silence can be interpreted as guilt, while speaking out can invite further criticism. The margin for error is razor-thin. Fans often describe Jungkook as resilient, passionate, and deeply committed. Those qualities are undeniable. Yet resilience does not equate to invincibility. In interviews over the years, he has occasionally hinted at moments of doubt and self-criticism. He once spoke about feeling pressure to meet expectations, about practicing relentlessly to avoid disappointing anyone. Those comments, once seen as admirable dedication, now echo differently in light of his emotional apology. What if the hidden message was a subtle admission of exhaustion? During the apology, Jungkook's tone softened significantly when he mentioned his members and fans. His gratitude was palpable, almost overwhelming. Some observers felt that his tears intensified not when discussing the controversy itself, but when expressing appreciation. Gratitude can be deeply emotional, especially when one feels they might have jeopardized the trust of those who matter most. But it can also signal fear, the fear of losing that trust. The entertainment industry rarely allows public figures to fully unravel. Vulnerability must be measured. Even apologies are often mediated through careful scripting. Yet in Jungkook's case, there were fleeting moments that felt unscripted. A quiver in his voice. A brief hesitation as if searching for the right words beyond rehearsed lines. Those seconds fueled speculation that something deeper was being communicated indirectly. Is there immense pressure behind the scenes? The answer, realistically, is yes. Global fame brings privileges unimaginable to most, but it also strips away normalcy. Jungkook cannot make ordinary mistakes privately. He cannot experiment with identity without commentary. Every action becomes symbolic, every choice magnified. The burden of representing not just himself but a generation of artists is immense. Some fans argue that reading too much into his tears risks overshadowing his agency. After all, Jungkook is an adult artist capable of expressing his own narrative. Yet acknowledging pressure does not diminish his strength, it contextualizes it. Strength often exists alongside vulnerability, not in opposition to it. The hidden message may also lie in timing. Why did the apology feel so emotionally charged at this particular moment in his career? As artists mature, their self-awareness deepens. Jungkook is no longer the teenage trainee striving to debut. He is a seasoned performer with global recognition. The stakes now are different. The desire to protect his legacy, to safeguard the bond with fans, may weigh heavier than ever. His tears resonated because they broke the illusion of untouchable perfection. For a brief moment, viewers saw not the polished superstar, but the human being beneath the stage lights. That humanity is precisely what intensifies both love and scrutiny. Fans feel protective, critics feel emboldened, and media narratives multiply. Could the apology have been a strategic move? In modern entertainment, sincerity and strategy often coexist. Public figures must navigate crises with both emotional authenticity and calculated communication. However, strategy alone rarely produces genuine tears. The emotional texture of Jungkook's message suggested more than obligation. It suggested internal processing. Another layer to consider is cultural context. In many East Asian societies, public apologies carry significant weight. They are not merely statements, they are gestures of accountability and respect. Jungkook's deep bows and earnest tone align with this tradition. Yet when broadcast globally, these gestures are interpreted through diverse cultural lenses, sometimes amplifying drama or misinterpretation. The clickbait headlines that followed his apology only intensified speculation. Is Jungkook under extreme pressure? What did his tears really mean? Fans missed this one crucial detail. Such framing fuels curiosity but can also distort nuance. Nonetheless, the fact that these questions gain traction indicates widespread perception that something profound occurred in that moment.